Both crocodiles and sharks are at the top of the food chain, and the two creatures share many things in common, but that doesn't mean they necessarily like one another. In fact, as soon as one of them spots the other, they'll go out of their way to kill it to eliminate the competition, and that's exactly what we're about to see. Here, we have a simulation of what a fight between a shark and a crocodile might look like. This was a very well thought out and calculated simulation, and it shows all the ways in which a shark could attack and kill a crocodile, and vice versa. A crocodile and a shark were swimming in shallow waters here, and they almost bumped into one another. The huge crocodile saw the smaller shark, but for some reason it didn't try to attack it. It would have been very deadly and bloody battle if they attacked one another indeed. But I would dare say that the crocodile would have won since the shark wasn't a fully grown one. This shark was in no way as lucky as the last one. It made the fatal mistake of getting too close to a hungry crocodile, and the crocodile showed it no mercy. The giant lizard grabbed the shark in its bone-crushing jaw, and the shark realized that it was about to die. The terrified fish fought as hard as it could, and it did everything it could think of to try to get away, but the massive crocodile was too greedy to allow it to escape. After a short but very bloody battle, the crocodile was finally able to kill the shark and tear it into a million little pieces that it could easily swallow. Another unfortunate shark was filmed getting attacked by a hungry crocodile here, and it was just as breathtaking. The shark was foolish enough to try and attack the crocodile from under the water, but the crocodile was much faster, and it managed to bite it first. The battle didn't last for more than a few seconds between the two, and the crocodile was the one to emerge victorious in the end. A truly epic battle broke out between these two hungry predators, a crocodile and a shark, and the result was absolutely catastrophic. The two terrifying creatures met underwater as they were looking for food, and neither of them liked the other one being there. The shark was the one to attack first in an attempt to force the giant lizard out of what it considered to be its own territory, and it ended up wounding the massive beast. The angry crocodile wasn't going to back down very easily though, and despite its fatal wound, the giant lizard turned around and managed to grab the shark in its jaw before performing a death roll and beginning to tear the huge fish to little bits. The crocodile was the one to win the battle once again, but it didn't live long enough to celebrate its victory as a result of its massive wound. Two massive sharks stumbled upon a smaller crocodile here, and they were kind enough to let it live. The sharks could have easily torn the crocodile to pieces, but I guess they were just too full to try and eat it. Another baby crocodile was surprised to cross paths with two much bigger sharks here, and the sharks weren't interested in attacking it. This crocodile was so small, any one of the sharks could have swallowed it in one bite, but it was lucky they weren't hungry enough to go after it. Three fishermen were hanging out on a beach, trying to catch something to eat, when a small shark appeared. The shark was unusually close to the beach, and it looked like it was trying to jump out of the water when the fishermen found it. Shortly after, a small crocodile appeared, and the fishermen understood why the shark was so desperately trying to escape. The three men pulled the shark out of the water to keep it, but the crocodile came racing after it to try and snatch it away, and one of the men had to club it right on its head. The greedy crocodile was forced to return to the water empty-handed, and the three fishermen were lucky enough to take the shark home. This giant crocodile found itself in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and it ended up getting completely surrounded by hungry sharks. More than 3 sharks were circling the massive beast and debating whether or not to attack it, and the crocodile was completely paralyzed with fear. Fortunately for the giant lizard, there were enough fish in the water for the sharks to feed on, and they didn't want to risk attacking this massive beast. This shark was unfortunate enough to find itself stuck in the mud with a giant crocodile that wanted to eat it for lunch, and there was nothing that the poor creature could do to escape. Sharks may be some of the best swimmers and most terrifying creatures on the planet when inside the water, but it's a completely different story when they're out of their natural habitat. The terrified shark was completely defenseless and helpless against the giant lizard, and the crocodile ended up ripping it to shreds. This shark ended up in a swamp somehow, and the crocodile who inhabited it couldn't be happier about it. The crocodile knew that the terrified shark had absolutely zero chance against it, and it rushed to collect its dinner. Another unfortunate young shark was caught on camera while it was getting devoured by a greedy croc. The size difference between the two predators was absolutely massive, and there was no way their shark could have done anything to stop the giant lizard from tearing it apart. A small shark was looking for something to eat when it came face to face with a 16-foot crocodile. The crocodile didn't pay the smaller fish any attention, and it allowed the terrified creature to continue on its way. Take a look at this gigantic crocodile. The hungry giant was looking for something to eat, and luckily for him, it didn't have to swim far or chase any fish to get it. The greedy lizard spotted two young dead sharks that were lying on the beach, and it torpedoed its way towards them. Once the hungry monster reached the fish, it didn't take more than 2 bites to make them disappear inside its stomach. This shark spotted a giant alligator near the dock in South Carolina, and it decided to bully it out of there. The shark started circling the alligator to try and intimidate it, but the alligator was absolutely unfazed. Finally, the annoyed shark was forced to attack the giant lizard to get its attention, and that's exactly what it did. The shark bit the alligator's foot and tried to tear it off, but the alligator managed to break free of its death grip before going back to not caring again. Tell us what you think of these amazing encounters between those two beasts. What team are you on?